Okay friends, so this video is with regards to the question that I would like to answer: should I defer my exam or not? After Institute has come up with this deferral option, there was some intricacies with regards to the deferral. So you would be knowing that May option is not available for many students. Many students who were thinking of deferring the exam were previously thought that either they will try to shift the exam to March, the option is altogether not available, or they will try to shift it to May. The option is for May is also not available because that is reaching capacity or that has reached capacity. So now the first option that is available is July, and then August, and then November. These are the three options available. When this information came out, then there are many students who are mids of the mind because this deferral amounts to delaying of success, and obviously you will have to wait for further 5 or 6 more months to appear for CFA level 1 exam. Now the question is, should I defer or not? I have been receiving this question from a lot of students. I posted this video with regards to the deferral that came on January, the news. After that, I have been receiving a lot of information, a lot of question, and after this deferral the thing came out, then via WhatsApp group, via Telegram group that we have, students are posting a lot of queries: should I defer or not? Now this video is to answer that simple thing. Number one, you should understand the fact that nobody can explain you whether you should defer or not. You are the best judge yourself. So I cannot sit here and, without knowing you or without knowing your personal situation, explain or make you understand that whether you should defer or not, or give a clear cut advice. I will give you some pointers over here. That pointers you should check yourself, and then you that may help you take a conscious call as to what you should do. Number one, what we do in our masterclass program is same thing I'm repeating. So what I teach my students, what I do in my masterclass program, what my students follow, the same thing I'm teaching over here. So there is no disparity between the two, between my suggestions and what I practice. That's the same. Ideally, I always say as part of my program that you should complete your syllabus, the first round of syllabus, one at least 1.5 months to 1.75 months before exam. Now, if you are a May candidate, let me take an example. If you are a May candidate, your first round of completion, which includes you're watching our video lectures, you're watching solving the question bank, you're solving the candidate resources, you're solving CFA Institute end of chapter questions, each and everything for the entire syllabus is covered, and you have appeared for test study session wise. That is what we do. If you are preparing yourself, then you should have at least completed all these things: candidate resource, end of chapter question, and then this one, your reading of the content. Each and every part you have completed at least 1.5 months or 1.75 months before exam. So May candidate would do it by 31st March. During the last during the next 1 month, that is the April month, ideally you should revise the entire curriculum second time. So first you have done in detail, now you are in the revision mode, and with that portion, or with that during that time, you will be solving a lot of questions or revisiting the entire candidate resources once again. If you and for our students, it's like revisiting the question bank as well, and as well as the candidate resources, CFA Institute end of chapter questions. Now when you have completed and you are in the last 3 weeks window, you should start solving mocks, as much mock exam as possible, and you should start seeing the results of that mock. The safest, I always advise, the safety net is that your overall score in the mock exam should be above 80%. Sir, are you confirming that if I score above 80%, I will pass? No, nobody can confirm. It is a percentile exam, and I cannot confirm that if you score above 80%, then you will pass. What I'm saying is that above 80%, if you are scoring on an average, then you are in relatively safer window. What will happen is something which nobody knows, but if you want to keep a number in your mind, that what should be my score, at least 80% above, if you want to be on the safer side. Now you should match these parameters against your preparation level. You know your preparation level, right? Now ideally, if by this time we are standing on 4th of February, that means there are roughly 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks. For some it's 2 weeks, for some it's 3 weeks to the time of exam. If you have read all the contents, if you have solved the entire candidate resources, and if you are ready to appear for the mock exams, then you are in a very good shape. You should not defer. First, be clear, because deferral of exam means deferral of success. You will become CFA after 6 months, because your level 2, level 1 gets deferred, your level 2 and level 3 and the consecutive sequence will get deferred. So be clear with that. And your first attempt will be July after you defer from Feb. So there is no midway window out there. Now, the second thing is that ideal, if you are in this situation, you are in a good shape. And in mock, so student category 1, let me categorize it. Student category 1 completed the entire reading, so they have read the syllabus, revised the syllabus. Number 2, they have solved the questions, candidate resources. Number 3, they have they are ready to appear for the mock exams, and they are ready to appear for the mock exams, and they are pretty much confident. There is no discussion further. Go ahead, appear in May and move ahead. Okay. Student category 2, those students who have not solved a lot of candidate resources, but they have read the content, or they have solved the candidate resources but their content is pretty much unclear, or they are not relatively underconfident with a few parts of the content, not the entire content or not the entire subject of any, but with relatively few topics. So maybe in fixed income one of the topic, in economics one of the topic, and in maybe FRA one of the topic, and something in those lines pretty much is unclear, but overall it's okay types. Overall you have read the content, overall you have solved pretty much or most of the candidate resources, not all, and you have not appeared for any mock exam. Now how should you decide? The answer is very straightforward. You have still, I think 10th was the date when you have to select whether you will defer or not. They have given a 7 days window, and that's good enough. Now what should you do is, you should appear for the mock exam now. Understand, first let's understand and be clear. You should appear for the mock exam now. When I say now, means 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. You have a weekend as well on this 6th and 7th. So appear for at least 2 or 3 mock exams. Don't be confused that I am not prepared, I am prepared or something like that. What I would suggest is, to best judge your preparation level, appear for a mock exam now, and 2 or 3 mock exams, and check your score. That will be the best judge. And before doing that, just revise the formula from the formula sheet or any sort of summary sheet, and then sit for the exam. Take it in the exam format only. Sit in your home, create an exam environment, sit and solve the paper. Even if you don't have that 90 questions paper, you have that 120 question paper, that doesn't matter. Just go ahead and solve the paper, and solve 2 or 3 mock exams. Then check your score. I won't say or expect that in the first instance only you will come out with 80% above. If you are coming out with 80% and above, that's good enough. Don't defer. Put in more efforts in this last 20 days and strengthen your area which are seemingly weak, and then go ahead and give the exam. However, if your score is even 70%, or I would say in the range of 60% and above, then also you should commit yourself. I would suggest, and this is a suggestion, then you have to decide. You should commit yourself that in next 20 days I will reassure or reread the entire content, and I will struggle very hard, and I will increase this 60% levels to the 70, 75 or 80% levels, so you still have a scope. But if there is a category of student who are scoring below 50%, then there is a concern. I'm not saying that you cannot appear and pass the exam. That is not the statement. It may so happen that now you are not prepared, but in 20 days you can. But then below 50%, if your score is coming in the mock exam, then there is a confusion and there is a concern. Then you have to think, and should not take one mock exam as a judgment. You should give 3 or 4 mock exams. Second, don't take institute mock exam. Institute mock exam is tough. I have been repeatedly saying this. Don't take institute mock exam and check your number against that institute mock paper. No. Take an relatively normal mock exam, any resource you have, anything you have. If you have Schweizer mock papers, solve that. That is the best judge. And then check your score. So don't be confused that I have given institute mock exam, my score is 40%, I won't appear or I won't pass. No, institute mock exam is a very bad parameter to judge as per my personal experience. I am saying this is not a this is based out of experience, that those are toughest set of questions. So don't decide your thing with the help of that. Take a relatively normal mock paper, Schweizer or any other resource you have, and then appear for 3 exams, not one, not two, but 3 exams during this window, and then check your score and give it in the exam format only. Then you should take a call whether I will be able to manage it and cross the mark of that 80, which ideally I suggest. So okay, if you, even if you are crossing that 75, that's good enough, but if you cross 80, then you would be safe. If you should take a call that whether I will be able to or not. So this will help you judge in the bestest possible manner. See, anyone can say that you do this or do that, but your mock paper and your result will not will show you the true picture. So you give the mock exam, 2 or 3 mock exam, even if you are less prepared, and even if your one subject is not prepared or something like that, doesn't matter. Just revise the formulas and plan and sit for 3 mock exams. Okay, whatever. So you sit for first mock exam. If you find that okay, one subject is weak, then you appear for the next day a new mock exam, and during that 24 hours you revise that portion only which you think is weak. Then go do that same thing for the third mock exam. In the third mock exam, you will be able to come out with a conclusion whether I am ready or not. So I think this is the best way you can judge your situation, and you can come out with a conclusion that whether you should defer your exam or not, and then at the end it will be your call. Whatever decision you take it judiciously. Do consider the fact that your next attempt will be, I think, July, but do also consider the fact that there is no point appearing and failing the exam. So what I'm trying to say is that if it is manageable, I will promote that you guys appear for Feb. Don't delay exam, because delaying exam is delaying success. But however, if there is a student who is not at all in a position to appear for exam, then I won't say that just go ahead and give the exam and like that, because your fees is getting wasted. Then do consider, take a judicious call and defer it. And when you are deferring it, now coming to the candidates who are deferring it, you are deferring it this time, that's fine, if you have decided to. However, you should ensure that what went wrong. Please do a deep dive analysis as to what went wrong, why you were not able to appear for Feb. The exam, this communication came in January. As per my masterclass program, what I advise my student, that a student who is appearing in Feb should have ideally completed all the video lectures, all the reading, all the question bank, everything which our students do by 31st of December. So there was no point in pondering on a January notice when by 31st December you had no clue that exam will get deferred. My point is that you should, those who are availing this deferral, if you guys have any genuine situation, a genuine problem, that's a separate thing. It is a personal thing. But if you didn't had any justifiable point, and then also you are deferring, there is some problem. You should ensure that this thing doesn't come in July or August or whichever term you are deferring. Because if this will again come, then at the end when you will give exam, or what are you aiming at? So the point is that you have to be serious. You have to work with a clear vision that if even if you are deferring, that you will pass that exam in that particular date. If you are doing self study, it's very good. If you are not doing that, if you want to enroll for the masterclass program, you can do that. Either ways work, but do work with a very clear vision that you have to appear and you have to clear that exam in whatever term you are deferring. Don't now delay it or sit back and relax that okay, I have 6 months. No, you have 6 months. You don't have 6 months. You have only 180 or 150 days, which will keep on reducing, and at the end, in the last 90 days, you will again come back to the same situation that okay, should I defer my exam or not? And then at the end, this will be like a thing which will always get rolling over, and at the end then you have to think that what are you doing basically. So with that, I end my discussion over here. I hope this has helped you. If you have any doubt with regards to deferral or something like that, you can reach out to me, and you can also connect with us via our free WhatsApp and Telegram channel, where we keep on posting a lot of material, lot of stuff, lot of free resources from our side, which are our material used as part of our masterclass program. And if you have any doubt, you can reach out to me. So needless to say, okay friends, then all the best, all the very best, and hope that you all clear CFA level 1 with flying colors and quickly move ahead to level 2. Okay, bye.